Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Zooming in on a topic that I get a lot of inquiries about, and that is how to get revenge, how to piss off, or how to really disrupt a narcissist. And I'm going to address something very important here that I think you will find very enlightening. And coupled with that question is really, what is a narcissist afraid of? The covert narcissist, the overt narcissist, they have an external mask, persona, facade, a sort of creation that they show to the world, which seems impenetrable, extremely perfectionistic, very high achieving, extremely well put together. Someone who is flawless, someone who is extremely intelligent, has really a lot of sense of accomplishment, work ethic, but yet underneath that mask which they show to the world is really a different sort of insecurity or authentic self, which they have subverted, they have subjugated, they have repressed. And they will work extremely hard not to share that person with the world. They will put an insurmountable, inexplainable amount of energy to maintaining that facade, whether it's through new vehicles, jewelry, watches, trips, different business ventures. They will continue to build that facade to the world. Different organizations, foundations, different relationships, having double and triple lives, relationship with other people so that they can create essentially a posse or a whole sort of group of people who then reflect back that facade to them. Also that they don't really have to come to terms with a real hurt part of themselves. Whatever that origin is, oftentimes it's not even known to the narcissist or psychopath, the origin of this. They just continue in the tactics that they utilize, including pathological lying, through cognitive dissonance, through brainwashing, through gaslighting. A number of the different control tactics that we discuss here on the channel are all used to control the features in their environment, to perpetuate their mask, and help them really, furthermore use a sense of projection so that they can keep others underneath their power, their control, keep them down, and essentially get rid of and what John Bradshaw calls transfer of energy. Transferring of that energy onto another so that in essence it's so imprinted in their life that that person then lives through that energy on a very complete basis until it is realized that they no longer wish to carry that internal anguish, that internal pain, that shame essentially, that they no longer wish to carry that any further. So with all this, and all these very complexities of this person and the relationships dynamics that they create, how do you really get revenge? How do you really level the playing field? How do you really kind of get them where it hurts? This is what a lot of people ask. In other words, what is the narcissist truly afraid of? Well, the narcissist is truly afraid of being exposed. They will work relentlessly. They are constantly on. So they will work fiercely in order to maintain that mask. They are usually generally very private about that authentic self. In fact, it is so pushed down, it is so worked through, the facade is so thick that really, they don't even know themselves. In fact, I've heard a viewer say that they are constantly running away from themselves, that they lie to themselves, that they're hiding from themselves, and it is actually very accurate. They're not able to come to terms with certain pains in their life. They're so afraid of identifying with that hurt, with that struggle, that they have basically created a mask so that it's out of existence. So that wounded inner self oftentimes That is really what is going on underneath the mask, and is that very insecure person that the narcissist and the psychopath are extremely fearful of showing to the world. And once you have exposed that, once you have brought light to it, once you've gotten, you've seen information, I think a viewer, had on Google of, certain things that this person had done. In other words, double and triple lives, where they're going on vacations with other people. They're purchasing, apartments and condos for these other people and putting them in their name and moving property in their name, unbeknownst to the spouse. This is what we call exposure. This is, what the authentic, person underneath is doing, that they have covered up, essentially. Realizing that there is a wounded person who has made a lot of transgressions, who has done a lot of manipulative and oftentimes very unlawful things, which they are then, using to create and continue that mask. So they will do, it's as Sam Vadkin describes, it's an insatiable need for control. It's an insatiable need for power. It's constant. It's so important to them, which other people really cannot, understand. But once you study it, you will begin to understand that it's important to them as breathing. It's as important to them as, water. It's important to them as food. It is their supply. It is their creating. It is the fostering of, their ego. And really, it is that drive which is responsible for a lot of accomplishment, in their life as well as within organizations. But we come into issue when there's, certain manipulations that are not fair, where people have been exploited, where people then begin to see them for who they really are, the greed, the lies that they have told, the way that they're not able to give credit where credit is due. These are some of the transgressions and the immoralities that are kind of lurking underneath the mask of the narcissist or the psychopath. So it is in the exposing of this that the narcissist is extremely fearful of. And if you are to expose this, in other words, aha, here is the other woman. Aha, here is, the other property. Aha, this is where this jewelry went. It is in the exposure where you have concrete evidence of what has gone on that they have so refuted. It is in the exposure that you know who they are. Exposing a psychopath, showing, seeing that they have created a whole facade, and that underneath is someone who's very immoral, lacking conscience, is extremely cold and calculating, that they don't care really about their career, they just care about greed and taking advantage of others. So it is really in the exposure that you take them down and really you win. So what is the narcissist or psychopath most fearful of? Being exposed. If you can do that, once you are able to show that to them, they have nothing else that they can bring against you, and it's essentially game over. You have won. You are the victor. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope this video helps. Please do share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussions, and support.